Hello, and welcome to episode 91 of Things I've Learned from Barry Harris. And today I thought we would talk about and get involved with the first two bars of a blues in B flat. So you might say to yourself, wow, just two bars, but there is a lot in two bars that we can accomplish just in the little two bars. So if we say B flat 7, if we did Barry's scales, it would be B flat 7 up, and then E flat 7 up. So the first part of the blues is pretty easy. It's just B flat 7 up, E flat 7 up. That's it. So that's all we have to worry about for the time being. So one of the things that we can look at is, okay, I have to be able to do all the things I know on B flat 7, which is scale up and down, scale in thirds, scale in triads, scale in chords, half step below all those things, pivots, half step rules, all those things. But then I have to run them nicely into E flat 7 and make them sound like it's one thing, as opposed to here's a B flat 7 thing and then here's an E flat 7 thing. So that's the challenge. So you have to work some of these out, obviously, beforehand. So let's say we took a half step, one half step between tonic and 7. That's nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Well, I added 2 half steps that time, but let's just do one half step. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was B flat 7 running into E flat 7. So you work out a bunch of things like that. How about the important arpeggio on the 1 of the B flat, which would be, that's a nice one. 1, 2, 3, 4, ah. Or maybe, that's a nice one. How about the important arpeggio on the flat 7th, which would be A flat major. So we'll say, that's a nice one. 1, 2, 3. That's a nice one going to this E flat 7. How about the important arpeggio on the 5th, which would be that F minor arpeggio? So how about, that's a nice one. So that's a nice one. That's just F minor arpeggio. There's the F minor. Or that's a nice one too. I went up to the 5th of the F minor. I came down the arpeggio. Nice one too. Those are all little pretty ways to run B flat 7 into E flat 7. I'm not thinking about much else. Then Barry has these things where he looks at, where he says, this is the bass line you should hear. B flat, D, E flat, E, F. And what it is basically B flat 7 is the D. Then you got E flat. Now this can be either E flat 6 or E flat 7. And then the E is like E diminished. And then the F is back to the 5th of B flat. So we have to learn these movements. And maybe, there we go. There's the first couple bars. So maybe ooh, ah. There we go. We could do it from any degree. That was B flat 6, and then I did the same thing for E flat 6, and then E diminished. Or I could do it from every degree. So maybe, well, I went a little far that time, but that's the idea. So now that's this change. Then he says this is another bass line that happens in the same part. And that's a little different. That's B flat major, B flat 7, E flat major, E flat minor, or A flat 7. That's the flat 7 of A flat 7. And then back to B flat again. So now that's a nice one. Say, that's a pretty phrase. That's 4 minor, or the E flat 7, or B flat 7 into A flat 7, which is really nice. That's another change that you could really work out a whole bunch of phrases for, of this going to this. Another one is like well, we discussed this before, this. So if I wanted to skip all this, and then I could just play maybe B flat major, and then go right to diminished. That's a nice one. So that's a really pretty one. Those are really, I would never, and to be fair, I would never have thought to just practice B flat to B flat diminished. Not at this part. That's really pretty. And that implies both things. So let's see how many phrases we can come up with. I mean, you could go crazy just working on coming off of that idea. B flat major. That's a pretty one. I would never think to do that. Another one is like if we were just thinking this to E flat 7, obviously E flat 7, if we look at the top of it, if we play it like an E flat 9, which guitar players usually play, if we get rid of the E flat and we just look at those 4 notes on the top, it's going to give us B flat minor 6 sound. So we can simplify it and make it B flat major to B flat minor. So the first part we can think of as B flat major, B flat minor. That was just running up and playing B flat major and then B flat minor. Pretty. Again, first 2 bars of the blues. All this stuff. Another one that sometimes people play is just B flat and then they play F7. So it's almost like a 2-5 in the beginning. So they'll play. So maybe they'll just play a basic B flat major to F7. Very pretty. Sometimes they'll play B flat, or sometimes they'll play B flat 7's tritone, which is just E7. So sometimes you could just play E7 to E flat 7. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3. That's pretty. That's just 1 half step, starting on E, and then surrounding the 5th of E flat 7. So 1, 2, 3. That's nice. So any of these things are going to work. Let's come down a chord from the 2nd. That's a nice one. Come down a chord from the 2nd of E flat 7. E7. So 1, 2, 3. That's a nice one. Those are all E7 into E flat 7. So that's another way that we can think of the first couple of bars. There's another thing too, like sometimes there's a blues that goes to the relative minor, which is like Blues for Alice. So it's an F, but if we did it in B flat, it would be like B flat major. And then the second bar is like A half diminished to D7, which then ends up on G minor. So we have to learn how to play those also in the first 2 bars. So that would be like B flat major, and then F7 down to the 3rd of D. So the scales to that would be this. Maybe we could do B flat 7, and then, but we could also do B flat major. That's the scales. That's F7 down to the 3rd of D. So you have to learn how to play all those. So let's see. Or maybe, let's see. So that's learning how to play B flat into F7 down to the 3rd D. Now these are all of these are the first 2 bars of a blues. So again, this is what I often say about Barry's method is, for me, it's always been like a mirror. So like, here's this thing, and it forces you to look at yourself. How many different ways can I play B flat to E flat 7? I have the first two bars of the blues. If I never practiced anything else, if I just practiced the first two bars of the blues, how many different ways can I come up with it playing B flat to E flat? And then it happens in a lot of songs. B flat to E flat, B flat 7 to E flat 7, or B flat going to E flat happens in a million songs. So these are all things that you could do for all those kind of songs also. So, but it really makes you, if you really focus on the small things, these little small things, then you start to realize you can build a very nice foundation for yourself that's sturdy. So that when we keep moving on and keep learning how to play more movements, by movement I just mean this chord moving to this chord, then you realize, man, I can really have a nice vocabulary of things. But also, it makes you aware, and you can listen to other people, and you can even ask yourself, hey, when I listen to this person and I hear them play the blues, have they really checked out B flat going to E flat? Now I'm going to really listen, okay, somebody tells me, oh, listen to this person play. So I really listen, and they're playing the blues, and I say, okay, did they really check out this chord going to this chord? And sometimes, based on what people send me, I'm like, no, they haven't checked it out at all. Zero. They've spent zero time on it. It's just a bunch of quick notes or something like that that is not really checked out. So that's the other thing about Barry's method, is it makes you listen better. Because when you listen to Bird, or you listen to Bud Powell, or you listen to all the greats, you listen to Barry himself, you're going to hear beautiful things on the first two bars. There's no skipping anything, or there's no filler. It's going to be beautiful movement from the first two bars, and it's going to be a lot of different things. It's not going to be all the same thing. Even though, like, you can just play B flat 7 to E flat 7 every time, every chorus, that's fine. But now you see all of the different variations of playing just the first two bars, all the variations. I mean, I can't even count. I must have brought up 6 or 7 of the same exact part. So just shows you there's a lot for us to work on. So even though it can be a little overwhelming, more important, it should tell you that you shouldn't be bored. So if you're bored of playing your blues, start to look at it this way, and then maybe you won't be bored anymore. Because I'm never bored. Okay, well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Checking out the first couple of bars of a B flat blues. Until next time, enjoy practicing. Thanks.